I had a great time. It was very special, and they were very lovely. Justin, from the top down, Justin was very, very warm and welcoming, and it was just a really great experience. Lots of fun memories. It was hard going, you know. It was a full-on shoot, and a lot to do, and a lot to learn, and a lot of physical demands. But it was great. Really, really special.
It was a real privilege to be a part of it, and I'm so happy for the experience and everything that I've learned by being a part of it.
What's great about it is that there's a really great story behind it. Obviously, you have the main characters, which everybody know already from the franchise, but now you have this bad guy and his team, which are almost impossible to catch. They seem to be invincible, and so there's this very strong storyline, which then is sort of wrapped up with these incredible fight sequences and stunt sequences, which are almost unimaginable that they could actually be done. And then you see them for real in the film, and you just, you know, Justin Lin is this man who's capable of doing things that most people probably wouldn't even dare try to attempt, and he does it about 4 or 5 times during the movie, which is breathtaking.
I think in my own mind I have, but that's just through life. Life can get pretty big sometimes. But as far as production and movies, no. And it was very comfortable. Justin he took so much care, and all the other actors were just so pleasant. So it was very safe. Great, huge environment to be a part of.
Well, he comes from a different place. His background is military. He's special ops, paramilitary trained. So you know, he's an elite squad. He's been trained to such a high level, and he's now using that against them. So it puts him in a much higher bracket as a threat than the other people that have been a threat to the team. He's very clever. He's very quick. He's very fit. He has money, and he has his motives are very different to that of the team, because they have family and they have integrity, whereas Owen could replace anybody in his team and it wouldn't matter to him at all, you know. And when somebody works in that mentality, that's quite a dark force and a dark threat. So it worked great, and it makes for a very good villain.
It was amazing working with Michelle, and we had such a good energy, and she makes me laugh, and then we could be physical with each other, and it was, I think that when you have two people that are willing to put it all out there like we did, you know, the end result is going to be good, and she was willing to put it out there, and I was willing to, you know, put it all out there, obviously, and so I love it, and I'm glad that I have that piece of, you know, film now. I have that moment on film, and it was a big pleasure. I don't know, people like to say hit me harder, but I've been hit a lot in my life, and they don't really mean it. It does not feel good to get hit or beaten up. I know that. So I know how to...
You'll never hear those words come out of my mouth. Punch me harder! No.
I know, it's stunt fighting and real fighting are two different things.
It was a hard one to stage because there was 4 of us fighting, and the space was very small, and the plane was shaking, and you know, there was a lot to take in. There's things falling on you and boxes collapsing, and so it was done in such a way that the sequences overlapped each other, but we didn't have to do it at the same time. But they were full on. I mean, really full on. But there's some fantastic moments, and there's some great little flares that Vin has when he catches my leg, and instead of, he just spins me around and throws me into this stack of boxes, you know. And those little things, you know, really add a small flair, and it shows the personality of everybody and the way they fight, and we're all very different, and I think that's what was so great about the stunt coordinator. He was out. He wasn't just about creating fights. It was about creating specific fight styles for each character. So Owen Shaw doesn't fight like like any of the other characters in the film, and that's a great thing. Some of the guys are proper street fighters, you know, Paul's character and Vin's character, they proper street fighters, whereas Owen was trained in martial arts, you know, being part of the special ops forces, you know, he'd have been trained in a huge amount of that stuff, so his fight style was very different. It's just an incredible machine. I mean, the imagination, I mean, Justin's, to think that this came out of his head is quite amazing. To think that car that you see Mead sit in and drive is actually the same car that does the flipping. It wasn't a different car, it was the same car. They actually, it was able to do that, which is incredible. You know, you just think, wow, these things were built to work. And that's what Fast and Furious franchises famed for, is that if they can make a stunt sequence for real, they will do it for real. And those police cars were flipped in a Glaswegian street very late one night last summer. So, you know, it's brilliant. The noise is like, it's just thunderous, like a thunderclap going off, you know. It's enough to give anybody a little bit of adrenaline rush, I think. It's a perfect introduction to his character, and you see how ruthless he is. And because people have to understand, this guy has no qualms in upsetting anybody or losing anybody. You know, he's out for himself at the end of the day. He has a team, but you know, if they make a mistake and they die, well, that's their fault. They've made a mistake. You know, so that car race at the beginning really does, it sets him up perfectly for some people, and the team very quickly realize they have a real threat and a real bad guy now that has the only thing that Dom never thought he would see again, which is Letty, you know, and that makes the whole, it ups the ante to another level. It's very, very clever.
You have to have a great bad guy, so you have the opponents be. Dwayne was so great and so beautiful to me, and it was a pleasure working with him and seeing his profession, his professional attitude, and I mean, the man works hard. I mean, he gets up at 3 a.m. and he doesn't stop going, and I just have so much respect for him, and just to be near that energy was just healthy for me, as was it, you know, with Luke. It's great for me to experience these kinds of people. So yeah, I think I grew as a person.
It's lovely. Well, you've seen, you know, they are on and off the screen. You've seen them grow. They have children on set now. Their kids are on set, and it's quite sweet, isn't it? It's very lovely, and they all like each other, which is says something, doesn't it? After 10 years.